Hello, this is Fear Dragon coming at you with another StarCraft 2 netcast. Oh my god, we're going to be seeing a very quick game number 4. If you have not seen game number 1, game number 2, or game number 3, go ahead and check those out very quickly. Just run away, this game is happening too fast. Okay, phew, now that you're gone, I can go ahead and talk to the rest of you guys who've already seen game number 1 through 4, or sorry, 3. So we are in game number 4, and let's go ahead and really quickly introduce these players before the cheese gets started. Spawn down here in the bottom left-hand corner of GSL Daybreak, we have the green Protoss player. He's a Swedish Protoss, and he is about to cheese his opponent to try and take this game. His name is ErA, and his opponent currently up 2-1 in the series with Team TSL. We have spawning in the top right-hand corner as the red Protoss player. His name is TSLinori. And of course, this is from the HP Trophy number 2. And this does mean that, I explained in a couple of the other games that these are actually functioning as 2 versus 2. Oh my god, Inori actually immediately scouts it. Amazing scout. Oh no, ErA's going to be in such a difficult position. Look at these gateway times. It actually looks like Inori's gateways are very, very closely timed, and even though there is the second gateway already going down, oh my god, and actually ErA trying to be as annoying as possible, trying to block that gateway from going down as long as possible, to try and get out his own gateways quickly. Oh man, ErA is in so much trouble, as Inori scouting this out is going to put him in such a good position, but ErA realizes it's not over until the fat lady sings or until the mothership cries. I don't know why a mothership would cry. It's very, very sad to see your mother cry. But in the meanwhile, we do actually see that first gateway finishing out for both these players and those chrono boosts being laid out. One thing you have to remember is how much chrono boost. It looks like actually Inori has one less chrono boost because he spent it extra on probes, so that does mean that eventually he will actually run a little bit lower on that chrono boost. He has to be very careful, but you have to remember he has the advantage of defending with some of those probes. If he can do a little bit extra damage to that zealot, then he will be in a very good position. But look at that placement. ErA using that choke to make sure that his zealot and probe do not take any kind of excess damage, and now we do see quite a few of those probes pulled from Inori. Let's go ahead and take a look. Only this many probes are mining. That's about 9 probes. And really quickly, oh, it's very, very close. And now Inori has to be so careful. Actually, Inori doing a great job getting that surround on the zealot and actually doing some nice probe micro as well. And only 1 probe has been killed so far. Look at how many low health probes there are. Great micro coming out from the Korean player Inori. Now another probe does go down, but we see 3 zealots, except one of these players actually has more health on all of his zealots, and now we see 4 zealots able to take out all of the zealots except for 1 retreating zealot of ErA. And now we do see, look at this, even though ErA does have a few probes, we can already see clearly Inori having that probe lead. No more zealots coming out of the gateways for ErA. He realizes those are pretty much as good as dead, and now we actually see Inori even doing a little bit of aggression with these 2 zealots, gonna force ErA into a very scary position. Now we see the Forge going down. That's gonna be a good choice for ErA, considering he's in a very, very difficult situation as he has to defend against this high zealot count that Inori has been forced to make. And now we see that cannon being going down, but now we also see that there is this 1 zealot, and he has to be so careful with this zealot. I like this decision, trying to buy time to allow this cannon to go up and allow this wall off to finish. But it's going to be very, very difficult as these zealots are moving up, and they are going to be scouting around for that expansion. Now they're going to be able to put on a little bit of aggression onto that zealot. The zealot wants to go back into his homeworld, and unfortunately he has been walled out. He has the plague, and he is not allowed back in until he comes back with some kind of cure for this terrible economy that ErA has been forced into. Now this poor little zealot, he is just completely getting he's gonna get obliterated. This is like the gang from Guys and Dolls chasing down that one guy. Or maybe I'm completely thinking of the wrong play. And oh no, it looks like this zealot having more balls than I think he really needs at this point in this time. Deciding he could take on this army of 4 zealots, or at least do some shield damage, but unfortunately for him, that's really not going to be too helpful. I guess just continuing to delay, and actually we do see 2 gas geysers. I actually would not be too surprised to see a Dark Templar follow-up coming out of ErA, and now we do see that final gateway getting cleaned up. But in the meanwhile, we already see a Cybernex core going down for Inori, halfway almost done with that Warp Kit technology, a Nexus coming out. I mean, what can ErA do, honestly? We can see he's only now throwing down those gateways and getting out that 7th core just now. And now we actually see 4 Zealots going to be able to... yeah, I don't think he'll be able to break the wall in just quite yet, but he's still doing a nice job with this little Zealot, doing a little bit of harassment, and finally getting back to his home world, at least being able to stand guard outside with the safety of this cannon. Basically now, even though he's not allowed back in because he has the bubonic plague, he's still allowed to stand outside with a sniper rifle and, or I guess being covered by a sniper rifle, and he just kind of stands out there with like a plasma sword. I guess it's a plasma sword. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like it does in Halo, and unfortunately, he does end up having a little bit more trouble dealing that damage. We do see actually a Stargate coming out. A very interesting decision from ErA. I guess if you're gonna go big or go home. If you're gonna cheese once, you might as well cheese the entire rest of the game if it doesn't work out. As he's definitely going to be very, very far behind. Let's just take a look at the worker count. We actually see he's actually not too far behind in that worker count. The main thing is he's very far behind in that unit counting station. And now we see actually 5 Zealots and 2 Stalkers. It's going to be very difficult for ErA to hold this with the number of cannons that he does have. Now we do see 2 additional cannons going down and only 1 cannon currently there to defend. The Stargates are finishing up, and oh my god, a great placement from the pylon via Nori, able to warp in on the high ground on the opposite end. And now we do see 2 pylons finishing up, but it's not going to be enough, as these cannons are definitely not going to be able to finish in time. One of them is definitely going to go down, and the remaining Zealots are going to be able to take out the remaining cannon, and there is going to be the GG. So it looks like Team TSL taking this series 3-1, so very well played. They end up losing once in that 2 versus 2, but their 1 versus 1 skills, those Code S level Korean style 1 versus 1 skills, able to bring this series back in a reverse 3-person quasi all kill kind of ish. I don't know what to call it, guys. It's a 3-1, but very well played by both these players. And I have to hand it to both the foreigners, ErA and Western Wolves, Ziktomini. I know it's not Ziki, I know it's Ziktomini, but it's so hard to say that. But still well played by both these players. Anyways, this was again the series from the HP Trophy number 2, and I saw a couple of comments saying that you guys enjoyed those 2 versus 2s. So I thought, hey, you know what? As long as I'm casting the 2 versus 2s, might as well cast the full story. So be looking forward to more of these. More games from this tournament, as I really like the style of the format. It's kind of an interesting format, but yeah, that's pretty much going to be it. So hopefully you guys enjoy my commentary in any capacity whatsoever, and if you do, please go ahead and subscribe. That's youtube.com/FearDragon64, but you're already there. You shouldn't have to go anywhere. And of course, it also helps to like and also leave a little comment below saying any kind of feedback that you have for my commentary. Of course, also submit your replays that you want casted to FearDragon64@gmail.com. I know I've not been casting any of your guys' replays, but you guys need to send me some replays. I'd love to cast your replays, but in the meanwhile, I will continue to cast these pro-level replays. But yeah, I have a Twitch TV channel where I do some events, balance battles, and Collegiate Star League casts. Those are going to be starting up. Balance battles in about a week and a half to 2 weeks, and Collegiate Star League going to be starting back up in about a month, I believe. I need to double check on the schedule, but that's pretty much going to be it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.